Get 50% off a subscription to IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. This Cyber Week only, get unlimited digital access and the award-winning IBJ newspaper at half off. Stay ahead with the stories, insights, and trends shaping Indiana business. But hurry, this deal ends December 5th at midnight. Visit ibj.com/cyberweek to get 50% off your subscription today.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, December 4th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. Taiwan-based semiconductor company MediaTek is celebrating the opening of its expanded chip design center in the Purdue Technology Center on the campus of Purdue University. MediaTek USA's Patrick Wilson said once Indiana was chosen to house the new office, locating it at Purdue was an easy choice.
Like every other semiconductor company, we have literally hundreds of Purdue grads who already work for MediaTek. I think what set Purdue's pitch apart, they really know the semiconductor industry. So rather than just kind of trying to put the razzle-dazzle on us, Purdue went and they became partners with our key partners in Taiwan.
Planning for the expanded space began in 2024, and now MediaTek operates in a space about 5 times larger than its previous location in the Convergence Center at Purdue. Auburn-based Credent Wealth Management has announced an expanded partnership with Crestline Investors, a Texas investment firm that invested in Credent last year. While financial terms were not disclosed, Credent said the latest investment will support the firm's technology, personnel, and platform enhancements to strengthen long-term growth. Bloomington-based Upland Brewing Co. is expanding the lore of its Champagne Velvet beer by opening 2 CV-themed restaurants in Colorado. Based in a pair of Denver suburbs, the restaurants mark Upland's first locations outside Indiana. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise at ibj.com to learn more.
The Central Midwest Regional Council of Carpenters broke ground Wednesday on a $15 million training center in Warsaw. The Greenwood-based union told our partners at WSBT-TV that the facility will support growing enrollment for carpenter apprentices. Indiana Governor Mike Braun was on hand for the groundbreaking and praised the project as a new hub for skilled trades training.
This is perfect because right now, parents and teachers and kids need to all be looking at alternatives in addition to just being into a college trajectory where now we guide half our kids there, half of them don't make it to the finish line. And now having a real skill that you can parlay into a job that will pay you more than probably 80% of college degrees, it's got to be balanced.
The project, which was nearly a decade in the making, will provide training for carpenters, millwrights, and floor coverers. The union said it is seeing a 52% increase in apprenticeship enrollment currently. Construction on the Warsaw facility is slated for completion in the spring of 2027. The Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles is exploring the possibility of opening a new Lake County branch after receiving public comment on a plan to close its branch in Schererville. The BMV held an August 14th public hearing at the Schererville Town Hall on the plan to close the branch on Eagle Ridge Drive, part of a broader effort to consolidate some locations in the state. Although that closure is still set to occur by early 2027, the Bureau said this week that it is considering whether to open a new branch that would offer easier access for customers who now visit the Schererville and Crown Point locations. The final details for a new location are still being confirmed. Eli Lilly and Company and Indiana University on Wednesday announced a new agreement that would see the Indianapolis-based drug maker provide up to $40 million over 5 years to the university to bolster clinical trials and enhance care and research focused on Alzheimer's disease. IU President Pamela Whitten said the pact was the largest single industry-sponsored agreement in the school's history.
This is really a partnership that aims to drive innovation in a large way. Innovation is kind of the name of the game here, but it's innovation that's going to deliver really effective medical breakthroughs and really get those new treatments to patients more quickly.
In a joint announcement, the two organizations said the move seeks to accelerate the development of new treatments for Alzheimer's, diabetes, and cancer, advanced cell and gene therapies, and to prepare Hoosiers for careers in life sciences. IndyCar legend Tony Kanaan is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
What happens when a basketball superstar changes the course of an entire city? I'm Mickey Shuey, and in Beyond Clarkonomics, we tell the story of how Caitlin Clark's arrival to the Indiana Fever sparked more than just sold-out arenas. It's rewriting Indianapolis's long-term strategy for sports, downtown growth, and women's leadership. Listen at ibjpodcast.com or on your favorite podcast app.
The IBJ Media Podcast Network is the soundtrack of a growing state. Indiana is on the move, and you can hear it happening on the IBJ Media Podcast Network. We bring you the voices at the center of our economy, our courts, our companies, and our communities. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation that's building Indiana's future. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcasts.com.